So we have part two. I just got out of bed. You know, people are like, Harley, where's part two? Where's part two? I'm like, all right, boom, tomorrow morning, done. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Just crawled out and let's listen to part two of Jason's story and see where Jason can improve.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same effect.
Yeah.
And then I feel really weak afterwards.
Okay. What
I think I'm hypoglycemic.
But you've never tested for hypoglycemia? You never tested your blood sugar? No. So dates, when you eat dates, they make you sweat. So you try and stay away from them. But you like the taste of them. They taste good? Yeah. No, I like dates, man. They're good. But
so what we have is Jason is so low in glycogen. When he eats something, his body's putting all this effort into storing those carbohydrates to refuel the red blood cells, refuel all the cells, the brain cells, everything's putting all its energy in there. So his energy's going down. He's mistaking that, oh my God, that's bad. So he's running on adrenaline. His body's constantly looking for food. And when he has some carbohydrates, he feels sleepy. It's because it's putting all its energy into that. If you have an example in a marathon or a long distance bike race where people are exhausting their glycogen levels till they hit the wall or they bonk, and then you give them some carbohydrates, they will, if you give them a meal of carbohydrates, they'll just be crashed because their body's putting all that energy into storing those because it's an emergency situation. But if they won't run out of glycogen and you give them that same amount of meal, same calories, they'd be fine. They can continue on. So what we see in Jason's case, massively undereating, anorexic situation. So puts food in the body, it's just, it's going, yes, some food. Jason thinks he's hypoglycemic, yet never been clinically tested for hypoglycemia. So that's a vicious cycle to get in, is self-diagnosis. I think I got this, I think I got that, or, like get clinically diagnosed multiple times even if you want to be sure of your condition. Otherwise, you can really fuck yourself up.
the dried fruit, do you eat much of it or not really?
No, because same effect.
Too much sugar?
Yeah.
Too much sugar? And the papayas, what do you think of the papaya? You like those?
They're my favourite fruit.
Yeah. What do you like about papaya? Just tastes good or low sugar?
Yeah, they taste good.
Yep.
And also, it doesn't matter whether they're ripe or unripe, they're still good for you.
Yep.
Like some fruits, unripe is not good for you, like oranges.
They taste pretty bad as well.
So Jason's a good example of someone who's like got it 95% down pat, but the 5% he left out, it's literally fucking killing him. You know what I mean? So Jason's example of someone, so when he fucks up, well, he's already fucked up now, but people go, oh, I know someone who's really healthy and eats like organic and they look like a bag of broomsticks and they got no energy and they, but so that's not good, is it? But what's happening, it's like driving a Porsche at 200 miles an hour down the motorway with your eyes closed. You've dropped your MP3 player and you're looking around the ground and you have a crash and someone says, oh, Porsches are dangerous. There's no high speed's dangerous, driving without paying attention, that's fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? So what we've got to do is realise that fruits and vegetables is good, vegan's good, but when people have anorexia and they try and do it, they make the whole movement look really bad.
Yeah.
And do you recommend any health books to people? Any health books you like?
Yes.
What books would you recommend?
Bible into the 21st Century by Victor Kolvinskas.
Victoras Kolvinskas.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. So you're a fan of Victoras?
Yes.
And what do you like about his book?
It's so informative.
Yep.
I mean, Victoras Kulvinskas, nice guy. He's trying to sue me at the moment. He's one of these Walmart gurus, Essene gospel preachers, teachers, whatever, who dress up, act up, speak up with a certain lango. But when push comes to shove, these dudes sue like Monsanto. So why is Victoras Kulvinskas trying to sue me in the federal court of Hawaii? I'll tell you why. I asked Victoras Kulvinskas, how many calories a day do you recommend people consume to succeed on a raw food lifestyle? Victoras couldn't answer that question. He said, Harley, you got to trust me. I've coached thousands of elite athletes. And I'm like, cool. Who's that? Can you give me one name? That'd be really cool. I want to hear about these people. Victorious said, oh, you're being rude now. So I put that conversation on our forum, and Victorious is suing me for that. Part of that conversation, put it on our forum. Great. So that's how fucking spiritual these fucking Walmart gurus are. So Jason's read Victoras Kulvinskas' 21st Century book, Survival in the 21st Century. I mean, survival, that's what it's about, survival. I think it should be called thrival in the 21st century. Who wants to just survive? I want to thrive. So this Victoria's book, it's got some, good things in there, spiritual, be kind, all that, blah, blah. But the essence of it is totally missing. How many calories a day to eat? Who knows? Eat wheatgrass, drink wheatgrass for breakfast, things like that. So that's why people end up emaciated, binge-prone, depressed, fatigued, or totally just going against the raw or the vegan movement. So Victoria Skowrinska says eating bananas is bad for your health. Eating dates is bad for your health. I don't understand all these people saying that fruit is bad for your health. Don't eat a diet based on fruits and vegetables. Don't eat a diet based on fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are not healthy. You need wheatgrass, superfoods, spirulina powders, and all this wishy-washy woo-woo, multi-level marketing, plastic canister products. Your diet should come out of plastic canisters that I sell you. And anyone who goes against that, I'll fucking sue your ass. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So yeah, that's the problem with those raw food books. If they don't have caloric guidelines, show you how to do it. And if you do the math, you add up how much calories you're getting from these meals, it's fucking nothing. So that's why people end up anorexic, emaciated, binge-prone, fatigued, can't do sport. People say, I don't do sport, Harley, I'm spiritual. You can't fucking do sport because you're so undercarb, man. That's where it's at. Hey, I got to say it. No one else is saying it. I don't care. Let's listen to more Jason's story.
Yep.
A whole range of
Yep.
diet and lifestyle.
Yep. Yep. And does Victoria talk about importance of eating low sugar? Is that correct? Does he advise against sweet fruit?
I think he does.
Yep. Does he say?
So this is what happens when you end up on a low sugar diet. You either end up emaciated like anorexic bag of broomsticks in a potato sack, or you end up totally off the wagon, binging out on Denny's, McDonald's, whatever, and obese, fat, burnt out, hating life, which I know I've met a lot of people, unfortunately, in that situation. And they're all like conditioned, brainwashed, can't do fruit, can't do fruit. I mean, even David Wolf says, someone asked me the other day, what do you think about 80-10-10 diet? He goes, I do the 0-0, 100%, 100% fat, 100% cacao diet. 17 years in the raw food industry, the leader in raw food nutrition says, I eat 100% fat, I eat 100% cacao diet. Great example. Great example for the people out there for health. Overweight, burnout, can't even run around the block. Smoking bongs, putting MDMA in people's cacao drinks.
So how many calories a day do you think is a healthy intake for a raw foodist? How many calories a day do you eat?
I have no idea.
No idea?
We did the math. Jason's are like 800 to 1200 a day, and that's why he's anorexic.
I don't ever think about calories.
Did you read it in Victoria? Did Victoria talk about calories in his book? Not really.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Do you think it's important for people to eat enough calories, or calories don't matter? What's your experience?
I just think it's important to eat healthy food.
Yeah. And what's
So that's good. I mean, yeah, everyone knows that, but how do you do it? How do you sustain it? How do you get the results you desire? How do you become a leader in your community? How do you be fit and healthy for the rest of your life? How do you be in control of your emotions versus your emotions in control of you? How do you say no to the drugs, no to the crap food, yes to life of passion, yes to a life of noble causes? How do you do that? Get enough calories from your favorite sweet fruit, get enough calories from carbohydrates in general, keep it low fat, 12 hours sleep a night, boom, boom, boom. Stay hydrated.
What's healthy? Just like fruits, vegetables,
Yeah,
and that.
like fruits and vegetables.
Can you eat too much fruit though? Because it's too sugary?
Yes, I think you can.
So that's like saying you need oxygen to live, but don't breathe too much during the day. Don't sleep too much at night time. You should turn the lights on. You should put the artificial moon on and stay up. And that's the trap we get into. People get told fruits and vegetables are healthy, but don't eat too much fruit. That's like saying to someone, make sure you breathe deeply and breathe, but don't breathe too much during the day. Don't over breathe now. Don't breathe too much air, because you should just restrict your breathing, because that's what the yogis do, man. You're spiritual, you gotta restrict your breathing. Crazy.
Yeah. So would 30 bananas a day be too much?
Yes, I think it would be.
How many bananas a day do you think would be healthy?
Yep. 3 a day or something.
3 a day?
300 calories a day is cool. From bananas. 300 calories a day.
Maximum? Yep.
I don't know. Maybe some people can eat more. Depends on the individual.
What's the upper limit, you think, though? Yep. Not sure.
Depends what else you're eating with them.
Yep. And what about, do you eat bananas, or?
Oh, I have in the past.
You don't eat them anymore?
No, they make me sneeze.
Make you sneeze?
Yeah.
Really? Banana sneeze? And what about the sugar content of bananas? Is that too much, you think, or is that okay? Because they're pretty sweet.
I think it's okay unless I ate a lot of it.
Yep. Yeah. What would happen if someone ate too many bananas, you think? If someone ate too many bananas, what would happen to them?
Oh, it just sends their blood sugar level up.
Yep. And what would happen then?
Well, for people who are hypoglycemic, it's no good because it gives them a low blood sugar.
But wouldn't you? Doesn't a
diabetics.
Doesn't a hypoglycemic mean low blood sugar?
Yeah.
So wouldn't eating sugar raise your blood sugar up?
Yes, but then my pancreas overproduces too much insulin.
I heard that's if you eat too much fat.
And you get a low blood sugar.
Have you heard of Dr. Bernard, Neil Bernard?
Yes, I have heard of it.
He reverses diabetes by putting people on a high sugar, low fat lifestyle. And a lot of scientists say that the body produces too much insulin if you're eating too much fat.
Yeah.
So sugar's okay, but when people eat too much fat, then that's when the problems start.
Actually, excess sugar in the body is, what I've read, is excess sugar in the body, it's converted to fat. It's stored as fat.
So you reckon you get...
So here's the real reason. Jason's thinking he's going to get fat from fruit.
So you reckon you get fat if you ate too much fruit, or you think, or?
I suppose you could do.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, even some of the raw food gurus who promote fruit think you can eat too much fruit, you're going to get fat. I mean, look at the people: Doug Graham, myself, Roger Hesker, all the people in the fruit community. People say, "You guys are skinny weeds. You're too skinny." You know what I mean? Where's the fatties, man? Where's the fat people from fruit? Where's the people eating 70 bananas a day who are obese from that? I don't know where they are. I've put in a $10,000 reward. If someone can show me the fat long-term fruit eater, I'm not talking about the person who's eating Big Macs and whatever on the side, or who used to weigh 400 pounds and now is 200 pounds. I'm talking about the fat person who's gotten fat from fruit. Sweet fruits and vegetables. Who are these people? I don't know where they are. I've looked and looked and looked. There's such a myth in society. You'll get fat from fruit. That's like grabbing a cow and say, hey, cow, you're going to get fat from that grass. You're going to get so fat you can't walk on your little four legs. We're going to limit your grass content. It's insane, you know what I mean? You can't physically become obese on fruit. I've seen people say, oh, I'm going to be fat. I went from a 10-pack down to an 8-pack. And I was like, if you think that's fat, get a fucking life. So what Jason's showing now is breatharian. Jason thinks you can be a breatharian. This is where it's at, because if you read Victorious' book, and Victorious talks about breatharianism and eating light to be more spiritual, I call that anorexia, I call that bulimia, I call that failure to thrive. You know what I mean? Eat less calories. Fuck, man, you're already eating fruits and vegetables, you're already eating low-calorie foods as it is. Why fucking limit that down less? You know what I mean? It's like, what are we trying to do, man? What are we trying to do? You're trying to, like, get fit and healthy, lean strong, or are you trying to, like, end up so weak you can't even mentally comprehend, oh my God, like, if I eat enough fruit, I'll have enough energy. People have been doing this for 10, 20, 30 years, and you ask them how many calories a day should you eat, they don't have a freaking clue. You ask them how many calories a day for a meal or a portion of fruit, they wouldn't have a clue. What's the ideal carbohydrate protein ratios? They wouldn't have a clue. Ask them, why is someone failing? Oh, it's because they're emotionally not strong enough. Bullshit, they're not eating enough because they're following your anorexic, low carb, low calorie, fad diet, anorexic diet, spiritual woo-woo bullshit diet, and that's why they're not succeeding. It's too fucking hard. You know what I mean? It's too hard, and people are... we're living in a society where people are telling us you're eating too much fruit now, so people try and cut it back even more and more and more, so they're eating 200 calories a meal a day, end up like Jason, end up off the wagon, dead, you know, going crazy. A lady died last year here in Australia who was a chronic undereater. She'd just have like a half a cantaloupe for lunch, come to a raw potluck, half a cantaloupe. She committed suicide in the end. Before that, though, she had 2 years of just absolute mental insanity, talking about evil angels and stuff like that. That's not healthy, man. You know what I mean? So promoting anorexia, that's not healthy in the raw food scene, the health food scene, whatever. So if you're promoting anorexia, I'm on your back. I'm going to be throwing banana skins at you because that stuff will not be tolerated. It won't be tolerated, man. It's bullshit. Telling people to eat less fruit, man. It's like, come on now. What are we trying to do? We're trying to get people sustaining this lifestyle. We're trying to get people paranoid. They're going to get fat from eating bananas and dates. If you got fat from eating bananas and dates, I'll be obese, man. My nickname's Skeletor on the internet. The Skeletor. Bananas and dates make you fat, but Durianrider's known as Skeletor. I don't get it. So my tip to Jason was to continue on his lifestyle, but was to go to bed a lot earlier. And to do that, start having big breakfasts, 1,000, 2,000 calories at least for breakfast, another 1,000 calories for lunch, 2,000 calories even, and then have his dinner maybe a bit lighter so he can sleep better as well. But still getting that, high calorie, 4,000 plus calories would be my recommendation to Jason. Because he's suffering with anorexia, you're not going to rebuild your body on 2,000 or even 3,000 calories a day. You'll need at least 4,000 calories plus. And this has been documented in the medical journal called the Biology of Human Starvation by Dr. Keyes, where they put starving people in a lab and they starved them and then they refed them. They found that 4,000 calories is the baseline minimum. So, yeah. So that's where Jason's going wrong. He's under eating. He's got anorexia. Second one, dehydration. He doesn't believe in drinking water unless you're extremely thirsty, which is a really dangerous thing to get into. And you can clearly see Jason's very dehydrated in his posture, his skin, his under his eyes, very dehydrated. So my recommendation to Jason was start the day with a litre of water and continue drinking water through the day. But just start the day with a litre of water and go from there. So that was basically it. I told him to get more calories, told him to go to bed earlier, and to get that water in there. Sleep, water, sugar. Simple as that. And so Jason's a big fan of Victoria Skulvinskas, who promotes a sort of anorexia bulimia program where the caloric objectivity is non-existent. There's no calorie guidelines in there. So no wonder when people follow those directions of calorie, subjectivity, where don't worry about calories, we don't need many calories, get your prana from the sunlight and just eat little small meals and eat like an anorexic and eventually become an anorexic. So that's why I, attack or get into these debates with people, because I want to have people knowing how many calories to eat. There's this anorexia mentality in society. I gotta eat less, eat less, eat less, eat less. You know what I mean? Eat more, live more. Eat more, live with more passion. Get off the drugs. What I see with people under eating, drug dependency comes in. Coffee, dope, bongs, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, amphetamines, cocaine, stimulants, boom, 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 because people are so undercarbed all the time, or, frequently during the week, that they need stimulants to pick themselves up. All you need to do is get enough glycogen from eating carbohydrate foods that you prefer, get the water in, and then get enough sleep, and you'll naturally be performing at natural levels. When we depend on stimulants, man, I see people fucking up all the time on stimulants. I'm really against the stimulants. I'm for natural, healthy living and adverse to taking drugs to perform. So yeah, that was my advice to Jason, just to get more calories in. I gave him the caloric guidelines, 10 grams of carbs per kilo of body weight per day. And in Jason's case, that as a bare minimum for him to help rebuild. Get the sleep and get the water. And don't take advice from people with anorexia in the raw food movement.